All right, let's talk about Josh Allen and the Bills. Weirdly, this is the second video I've made this year talking about what went wrong with the Bills in a win. So, hey, if you're winning football games, you feel good. Their defense is still playing awesome football. Offense, though, did not have a great game against what we consider to be a bad defense. And I think there's some legitimate reasons as to potentially why this happened. For one, something like this is something I think will get fixed. This is just, it didn't work in this game. I think will work in other games. It's, for the Giants, I mean, one of the things the Bills did was they actually ran the ball pretty often in this one, trying to get the Giants to, sell out for a run. It's working on this play. You have Diggs in a one-on-one matchup. As you see, Allen's going to take the snap. He's going to, look down the field, and they're just trying to get a first down here, which, I don't know. Hey, got Diggs one-on-one on the outside. I kind of think you could go for more yards than that. There's a safety deep, but even if you want to go on the other side of the field, one-on-one matchups on the outside with Josh Allen, I like taking shots there. But anyway, that's not what they want to do. Want to just get the first down. Okay, that's fine. Allen's going to make this throw. It's, I would say, pretty well timed. Kind of weird by Diggs not being able to haul that one in. Not sure exactly what happened there. If he thought it was going to come a little bit, later or what. But regardless, not quite on the same page. They'll get that figured out, right? Diggs and Allen usually are very good working together. Didn't quite work out there. But a lot of what I saw were things like this, where just guys were not getting open, where what's going to happen is you see the concept. And the way this works for the Bills is, again, kind of using the threat of the run. They're going to run a play action. Allen's going to roll out towards the top of the screen, and you have multiple players going in that direction who could get open. Specifically, that over-the-middle route can be a very deadly one as you get linebackers to move in, throw over the top of them. However, Allen's going to take the snap. He's going to roll out, and, the Giants are all over this. So give the Giants credit, give the Giants coaching credit, and give the players credit. They're not getting fooled by this stuff, and that's, I think, a big part of it. So, hey, we can say not a good defense on paper, all that stuff. When you're playing them, all that matters is how well they're playing in that game, and they're playing well, so you got to give them credit. I do think you could maybe go the other way and argue, well, is there potentially some blame on the offensive coaching that the Giants, who have been getting fooled all year, are not getting fooled here? No, because I actually don't agree with that statement. I don't think the Giants have been getting fooled. I think there's just a talent. They're just lacking in talent in a lot of ways. I think they're a smartly coached team, and they're showing it here. Not a lot open for Allen. Allen decides to keep with it. It looks like in a scramble drill, they almost found something. From that angle, it looks like it was an obvious penalty, although I'm going to show it over here where you see that's the receiver that Allen wanted to throw to, and, watch what happens as when Allen does make this throw. Looks like the feet just got tangled, so I don't know if it actually is a penalty or isn't, but, usually they don't call that when it's just feet getting tangled, which is weird because, feet getting tangled can still be pass interference, I would think, if it was, but they usually just view that as inadvertent, both going for the football, which in this scenario, I actually think I agree with. But the main point, and the reason I'm bringing up this play, is that for Josh Allen, it's just one of those situations where it's a play you would have liked to see get made and wasn't made here. That's obviously not Allen's fault. You can't throw to someone who isn't open. They need players to get more open. And sometimes they need players to get open further down the field. Like something like this is another example where what's going to happen is it's zone coverage, quarters coverage. And this, to me, if there is a blueprint for Josh Allen, this is that blueprint. And I keep saying Josh Allen because it's quarterbacks, that's what we talk about. But really the Bills defense, that's what Bills offense. That's what I mean. Is there a blueprint here? I kind of think there is. And, it's one of those things where a few years back, we saw this kind of new era of teams constantly playing two safety deep coverages. And while those first couple plays weren't two safety deep coverages, they were still with some safeties, with a safety very deep. And here you have a scenario where it's quarters coverage. So throwing the ball down the field, not going to be easy. And again, Josh Allen, he can make it happen still, but with the exception of that first play I showed you, the Giants were making an effort to, on most plays, not get beat down the field. But hey, that's okay, right? You don't need to win down the field to win a football game. Just go underneath, right? Force them to bring a safety into the box. You can do it by running, which they tried to do and, had some success with it. Or you can do it by a play like this, just a little concept. Get a receiver with the ball in his hands underneath. This is Stephon Diggs, really talented receiver. It makes sense. Watch, Allen takes the snap, and you're going to see that It's not really that open, right? There's not a wide open scenario, but again, this is the concept. You're not going to get something open down the field, so let's just run the offense. Do what you're supposed to do. Allen's going to make this throw, and they aren't able to pick up many yards. This was on a second down. They had to get about, 10 yards or so. They get barely anything. At the end of the day, if you're the Giants, you'll take this all day long. I mean, getting the ball out of Josh Allen's hands is a win. You don't want him in the ball. You don't want the ball in his hands for a very long period of time. Usually for a quarterback, you want to keep the ball in their hands. Josh Allen, no. Make him get rid of the football quickly. If he does that, you're winning. It's similar to how you see teams play Lamar Jackson, right? Force him to get rid of the football quickly. Once it's out of his hands, you're winning. And there were also moments like this where I do have to say there is the other way that you can attack this, right? Hey, if you're trying to make sure you don't get beat deep, I mean, this route, for example, it's a go route, single safety deep. Usually this is just going to push the safety deep. Usually that's the job. This is the, help out everyone else. You're the guy who's, being the nice guy here. You know how like you go to the beach and someone has to bring the cooler? Well, this is the football play equivalent of bringing the cooler. You're the one who's running the deep route, doing the hard work to hopefully allow everyone else to have a good time. Well, you see Josh Allen takes the snap. You have a deep shot. And the safety is, this is, almost has turned into all 21 tape here, as the safety is half off the screen right here. He is that far deep. If Allen throws this over the middle, this is a big completion. Now, the receiver is not looking in that direction, nor should he. His job is to push the safety further deep. Maybe you would have loved to see him realize this, turn around, get a big completion. But the main point is that I do think in future games, if you see teams playing with this much space, giving Allen this much space, is worth mentioning the situation. Third down, they have to get to the 40-yard line. So there's a reason why this isn't like what they were doing every play, but there were still plays like this. And, if you're in these situations, pay attention to this. Allen instead is going to, keep scrambling out, throws up a jump ball that actually had a chance at working. I don't hate that call by Josh Allen, especially on third down. Wasn't able to get it done. And that's also a part of it, right? A lot of times they win those one-on-one matchups down the field. This time they weren't. If I'm an NFL coach and I'm playing the Buffalo Bills, I am paying very close attention to this game. And I do think there is a little bit of a blueprint out there. I do. I think that if you're a team, you want to play a lot of two safety deep. The Patriots are playing them next week. They like to shift things up every week. Play two safety deep coverages. Try your best to not allow Josh Allen to get outside the pocket and allow things to be open underneath. Force them to take the checkdowns. That is not a bad situation. You don't feel terrible about that. If you look at Josh Allen's numbers from how far down the field he's throwing the football, all the way over to the right is his PFF grade. Usually he's at his best when he's throwing the football 20-plus yards down the field, but here it hasn't been. In fact, he's thrown 4 interceptions, only 6 interceptions on the year. 4 of them have been 20-plus yards down the field. The medium range, 10 to 19, that's where the offense has been at its best. But at the same time, they're not throwing it in that range that frequently. They're about middle of the road in terms of percentage of passes in that area. Usually the majority of throws are going to be in the 0 to 9 range, then some 10 to 19, and then even less in the 20-plus range. But as of right now, it's just like a normal amount in that range. You probably want to pump those numbers up a little bit. Try to get it more in that range. That might be a good idea. But also, maybe that deep stuff will just kind of revert back, right? Maybe guys will start winning their matchups, and instead of a 44 completion percentage down there, you can get that up to like a 60, and then that'll fix all the issues. That's possible as well, but I think part of the issues are that usually when you're throwing down the field, there's like 4 defensive players in the area. I don't know. That's just kind of how I view it. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.